I was diagnosed with prostate cancer just as a result of a routine blood test by my general practitioner. And it was a bit of a shock, of course. Then after all the treatment, I go back for checkups regularly. It's now down to just twice a year. And I'm glad to say that after radiotherapy treatment, I'm fully recovered.
I was very aware that my dad had prostate cancer. It was like, okay, right, well, what can we do about this? And you know, who do we speak to? You know, when you hear the word cancer, you think, oh God, what does this mean? And as we went to meet the doctors and consultants and everything, and they talk you through it, and you find out that it's a very common cancer in men.
In February this year, it was confirmed that it was prostate cancer. It's not, as some suggest, oh, that's a good cancer. You know, I don't know a good cancer. And it can't be dismissed. Too many men, I think, have the symptoms and simply assume, oh, it's an age thing. That happens to you when you get older. And I think we've got to dispel that.
In Scotland, there are about 19,000 men at present living with prostate cancer, and 2,500 diagnosed every year. I think, like many men, perhaps most men in the country, I had no idea what prostate cancer was or even what the prostate was. And so it came as a complete surprise and rather a shock.
Scottish men are quite, you know, cut off, and especially in the medical world as well. It's like they kind of don't, it's not kind of, they don't make a big advert about it, and it's not, it doesn't seem readily available. As I said, when we found out when my dad was diagnosed, it was okay, well, right, who do we talk to, what do we do?
I was very lucky because I had somebody locally who had been through the same treatment that I was going to have, and he was actually a photographer in a local newspaper, and he rang me up and said, look, I've been through all this, would you like me to come and talk to you about it? And that was more helpful than anybody else, because someone who had actually experienced prostate cancer was able to say, this is what's likely to happen, this is how you will feel. And I found that very, very supportive. And that's why I've been very keen on the prostate cancer support groups.
Any cancer will undoubtedly affect relationships. It's certainly brought me a lot closer, brought us together as a family. And the friends have been very, very supportive, as indeed has everyone here at the club.
I know how difficult it was for my father to speak about it, and you know, we're a very open family, we talk about things, but if you're a man and you don't have a family round about you, and you don't have a wife or a daughter that will drag you kicking and screaming to the doctor, you've got to have that option that seems very easy to access. And that's the most important thing, is men being able to access the information that they need, and to be able to speak to the people that can guide them through it.
I think many men, probably most men in Scotland, don't like talking about prostate cancer, partly because they don't know what the prostate is or even where it is. Contrast it with women having breast cancer, which everybody talks about. I mean, it's quite a noticeable difference between the two.
The Prostate Cancer Charity does so much good, not only in terms of offering support to the cancer patient, but also to their families. It's true what they say, there are many, for every cancer patient, there are many cancer sufferers. So I think it's important that the families have the support, and the Prostate Cancer Charity can offer that. But more importantly, the Prostate Cancer Charity are funding so many research projects into treatment delivery.
I'm supporting the Prostate Cancer Charity in Scotland because, you know, when it boils down to it, my father suffered from prostate cancer, and I think it's really important to bring awareness.
The support groups themselves were very, very good, but now that we're merging with the bigger charity, this means that the scale of help that's available, advice, and the work that they're going to do on research as well, I think it's great that we're going to have a really strong prostate cancer charity in Scotland.